Hey guys, I will explain how each perceiving function, SE, NI, NE, and SI, perceive element, or through element, how each of them perceive the world. In this video, part 1, I will mention SE. In the subsequent videos, I will mention NI, NE, and SI. So let's get started. First, I like to read to you a funny story I made up called When Life Gives Each Perceiving Function a Lemon. What will SE usually do with it? Let's hear it out and then I will explain how SE perceives the world through a lemon. When life gives you a lemon, SE user will come closer, smell, squeeze, tear apart, throw, kick, lick it, sit on, step on, run around, sing, cry on, etc. the lemon. One ESTP say he would juggle or lemons. Anything they can possibly do to the lemon with their own body in a spontaneous order in order to actually know what that thing actually is. No, as he doesn't know, it's the lemon or whatever is it until they fully send with all their sensations. You can imagine this lemon in my story as a representation or symbol of the world, your surrounding, everything you can think of, every concrete thing you can use your five senses to sense physically or any abstract concepts. For example, you recognize all your house furniture's name. You surf the internet or read books to gain more information and knowledge. You use your perceiving function to absorb information from the world. You can see in my story as a user mainly use all their body sensation to perceive this lemon. They perceive the world by focusing on what exists in reality. What works in the physical world. I will mention the words reality and physical a lot. They test the reality of things. What SE users don't care? Fruit. They don't care about the name of the fruit, which is a lemon. You can call it an orange, or blue, or green, it doesn't matter. Second, they don't care what people think, say, or write about lemons. Third, they don't care about other lemons in the world except the specific lemon they can physically send right now. They focus on this lemon the most as they can physically send its existence. The other thing that they cannot use the body to send their existence, either they will try to use their body to send or ignore them. What matters to SE is to actually see how this lemon works in reality, where they can use their five senses to absorb its real information. You may think my story of SE sound crazy and silly because why would a normal person, throw, kick, sit, or step on a lemon? I admit it, I exaggerate to make SE stand out. A normal person would know you can eat a lemon or make lemonade, for example. But how do you know what to do with a lemon when you see them? What appropriate things to do, right? You learned it from the past. you learned from the past, there's are appropriate things you can do to a lemon. There's a section in your mind stores the all knowledge and usage of lemons. So in the future, when you see more lemons again, you recognize them and know right away what to do with them. But SE doesn't rely on their memory. SE is like baby. Babies haven't had much storage of memory in their mind compared to adults. Babies can do dangerous stuff to test the existence of something else that adults need to watch out. But that's how babies learn, or how SE learns. To know the physical existence of something and how it works in reality, the information must be absorbed through your five senses. SE users are the most realistic people in the world in that sense. What happened in the past has nothing to do with what happens in the now. What say in the book is independent from the reality from SE eyes. What if the lemons in the past worked differently from the lemons in the now? They keep this mindset like a baby to explore their surrounding. Everything is new and unknown until you can fully sense its existence. If you want to know what something actually works in reality, you need to test it out in reality. You don't just sit down and read a book or listen to other people. That's the reason why SE users don't fit in our traditional school systems. SE users don't learn by remembering or solely rely on their memory. They learn, perceive, and absorb the information from the world by doing, with the big help of their sensations. SE experience the physical world with all their sensations, like how they test the lemon with all their sensations. Hence, they discover new existences and new ways to build things in the physical sense. They seek new experiences and different contexts to test something limits. How many different interactions and usages of the same lemon in different situations and contexts. How one lemon differs from the other lemon. They focus solely on the physical interaction of the real object in multiple contexts. That's all for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 when I will explain how NI perceive a lemon. Goodbye.